Hey y'all. Um, I just washed my hair. If it don't have my little curls ain't came back yet, so and I need a haircut. I'll do that eventually this week. So I just wanted to come on and talk about the interview that Funky Dineva did yesterday with Tasha K about Michelle. Is it ATLN or A- Alien? ATLN, I think. Brown, Michelle Brown. So, yesterday, Tasha K had Funky Dineva on her show. Funky Dineva, and let me say this: I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't care about either of these two people, but um, it's an interesting topic of conversation. Michelle Brown and Funky Dineva have been going at it, I think, for 6 years. And they used to be really good friends. And I guess Funky Dineva was living in one of her rental properties, and they had some issues, and she had to have him evicted, and she sued him for, you know, money that he supposedly owed her. And it has, basically come to where they are now, which is bickering back and forth, name calling, and just really going at it on social media. So I guess Michelle Brown had took to her social media and, was saying some things about Funky Dineva, and he said some things on his own social media, and I guess that wasn't enough. So he then was interviewed, and it wasn't really an interview because to me it was just he went on Tasha K's platform and just ranted. You know, I can see both sides of the equation, and I know that people, when they get upset, there's no way to fight when you're mad. You know what I mean? Like when you're mad, all gloves are off. Either party can say anything. And I think, this is my opinion, that Funky Dineva just went just slightly too much, especially in the position that he is in. You know, he is doing a lot of things in, the social media atmosphere. He is getting on more shows and everything. Now, Michelle Brown's platform is basically YouTube, and I know that she has a blog site that she writes for. Well, Funky Dineva is, doing all these shows. He's being he's on shows with other people who are, really trying to be out here. And I feel like when you're on the up, you have no reason to look down and argue with people who are not even on the same level as you. My motto has always been that there's no reason for a lion to entertain the goings on of the sheep because they're two different species. Like they're not even in you're not even a sheep is not even in the same running with the lion. So why would the lion even care about what the sheep are doing? And the thing that I saw with this whole Funky Dineva thing is a lot of the things that he was saying about Michelle Brown were so misogynistic. You know, He was calling her like facially challenged. I guess that's his way of saying she was ugly. He was saying that, she was old and she stinks. I mean, this whole thing about her having body odor is just so over. Okay, we get it. You think that she stinks, but to just keep saying it over and over and over again, what she smells like down below and what her armpits smell like and all of this stuff, it just makes, now this is my opinion, it just makes you look immature, just classless and immature. And that's on both of their parts because um Michelle, she's been calling him Junkie Dineva and, saying that, insinuating that he has been on drugs or whatever. And, like I said before, you can't fight fair. There is no fair fighting. But I just feel like to constantly harp on, what she smells like and, all of this, she old and she shouldn't be doing this at her age and all of this kind of stuff. Like, well, what should she be doing? If you're going to talk about her, she's, of course, going to talk about you back. Like, it kills me that a lot of millennials think that after you get a certain age, you just have to shut up. Because I had a girl tell me on Instagram, aren't you too old to be on Instagram? I'm going to be on Instagram until I decide that I don't want to do it anymore. What does my age have to do with me being able to see and communicate and type and all of that? Nothing. After you get a certain age, you what y'all millennials think that we just gonna curl up in a ball and die? No, we gonna keep talking. So for him to bring up the fact that she's 50 and I hope that when I get in my 50s, I'm not doing that. So what are you gonna do when you get in your 50s? You gonna die? No. You're gonna be the same person you are in your 30s. If you're active in your 30s, you'll be active in your 50s. If you're boring in your 30s, you'll more than likely be boring in your 50s. I've never been boring. I've always been active. I've always kept up with what's going on. I don't dress like somebody that's 50. I don't want to act like somebody that's 50. I'm going to continue to be young. I'm going to be on social media. I'm going to be seeing what's going on. And that's a lot of 50-year-olds. So, for him to be saying, she did. I pray that I'm not like her when I turn 50. But if you're like that in your 30s, that's how you're going to be when you get in your 50s. Unless you make a drastic change. I think both of them need to sit down and talk to each other with a mediator, not with another social media person and not on social media. And another thing I can't stand is when content creators are going at it, y'all subscribers need to stand down. Like Funky Dineva's subscribers went over to Michelle's channel and, spamming her with little fish emojis and all of that kind of stuff. That stuff is so immature. Let the two people that's fight. Because this mob mentality on social media is just ridiculous. That's why I've always told my subscribers, if I'm going at it with somebody, let me go at it. If I need y'all, I'll call y'all. I don't want nobody to fight for me. I want me and the person that I'm having a problem with to, if we're going to go at it, go at it. But I don't need thousands of other people behind me. That shows your level of immaturity. And I'm old school. I just really don't believe that a man should be going at a woman in a certain way. Because I'm pretty sure if Michelle would go at him, like take that LGBT tip and go at him and call him all these derogatory names that you're not supposed to use for LGBT, I bet you then people will be coming at her. But he is using all of these derogatory terms for her body, her female body parts, and you know, it's funny to people. So I really think, now y'all know I'm old school and I got opinion about everything. So I got opinion about this. And if you don't like my opinion, you don't have to, you can just like, I'm sick of her. Just click on off and go on about your business, okay? But I'm gonna give you this opinion. I really think that Funky Dineva needs to stop arguing with black women because he is going to put himself in a position where a black female studio executive or someone for a show that he wants to work with is going to see how he handles himself when he gets upset at women, and they're not gonna want to deal with him because we in a stage in the era right now where Me Too and all of these other movements. You can't be out here messing with women. You can't talk about women and stuff like you used to be able to. It's gonna be some repercussions, like you may not be able to do some of the things that you want to, or you may limit yourself and only be able to do things on YouTube because executives see how you handle yourself on YouTube. And of course, they're not going to want to deal with that on a real Hollywood set because you have shown people how you get upset, how you can disrespect women, how you cannot control yourself, and they're not going to want to work with you. I mean, even Tasha K, I think this was a situation where even Tasha K felt uncomfortable. She looked uncomfortable and she didn't say too much because she didn't want it to be said that, you know, I am agreeing with this man who is, saying that Michelle is ugly because she's dark skinned and, she's facially challenged and, she's overweight and all of these things that you're not supposed to be saying those things in 2021. You can't tell people they fat now, and you know you can't do that. You can't age shame. You can't fat shame. You definitely can't skin tone shame someone. So I really think that somebody with some sense needs to pull Funky Dineva to the side and tell him, honey, your slip showing. Your slip showing. You need to stop. And what is his name? Beefing 313. Um Troy. Troy Allen did a very good video because he put up some of the uh derogatory terms that Funky Dineva, like, he had a split screen and you could actually hear it coming out of Funky Dineva's mouth, the things that he was saying. And it was ridiculous. It was just overkill. Like, we got it. You mad. She stank. You don't think that she's attractive. You think that she's old. All of those things that you probably should have kept to yourself. There is a way to tell a person that you don't like what they did or what they said to you without completely coming out obliterating that person's feelings, their character, the way they look, and all of that kind of stuff. We have to get out of disrespecting people, and the only thing we can do is talk about, what we see outwardly about them. We have to stop doing that. Just say what it is about the person that you don't like. I don't like the fact that it's been 6 years and you keep bringing up the situation that we had. I don't like that. You don't have to go into you're fat, you're ugly, you stink, you shape funny, your armpits, your down below and this and that. You don't have to do all of that to make your point. You don't. He could have just ignored her. Just make her look real stupid. Just ignore her. There are so many people on the internet that I ignore. Now, some of y'all, I will, get back with you. But there's so many people on the internet that I ignore. Now, when a young lady told me this morning on Instagram that I looked old, I almost got kicked off of Instagram because I said something and Instagram was like, you can't say that. I said, you know what? Let me block this girl before she make me end up getting kicked off of Instagram. Sometimes you just gotta, know when to zip your lip. I wish both of them nothing but luck. Funky Dineva and Michelle Brown. I really hope that she can, get over the situation, and Funky Dineva can move on and, stop being so disrespectful, because a lot of stuff that he says about women is too much. I had unfollowed him for a while because, he would get on these black women tangents so much that it just became unbearable for me. I just don't like men that, uh, disrespect, especially black women, that disrespect women, period, but especially black women. So I hope they both get it together, because what he did last night was ridiculous. It was redundant, because he just kept saying the same thing. I'm like, what he got in that little red cup? Is he drinking? Because he just kept and then his mouth was Lord, he was doing too much. Jesus, he just did too much last night. And Tasha K just sat up there and, let him get it all out. You couldn't have did that on my platform, but he did it on hers, and it was horrible. So I'm pretty sure the video is still up if y'all want to see it. If you don't want to watch the whole video, go to Troy Allen's page. I think it's Beefing 313, and watch his video, because he did a very good video on the situation. So I will talk to you guys later. I love you. Bye.